With summer appearing right around the corner, a lot of people will probably be taking a break from gaming to enjoy the sun and the beach.
I got you guys a protein shake!
That's a real shame because in the months of June, July and August, there are a hell of a lot of PS5 games coming out.
So when are we going away?
Els, we can go right now if you want. Come on.
You're on the beach!
I don't want this.
Well, we can add some sound effects if you want.
This is a green screen.
Well, we can go somewhere else if you want. The world of Final Fantasy? Huh? Wow!
No.
Alright, I'm sorry.
No, just be better.
Forgiveness can be powerful.
Huh?
We have a hell of a lot of games to get through. There's over 40 games coming out this summer 2023. Starting off, we have Killer Frequency, a first-person puzzle adventure game. The graphics remind me a hell of a lot like Borderlands, and I really love the art style of this game. You are stuck in a radio station and you get a call from the police that the chief has been murdered. So it's like a comedic murder thriller game. There is a lot of dialogue options and you have to listen to phone calls that are coming through, and you have to attempt to escort people that are in the building to safety, and if you fail to do so, then they might get murdered and it will affect the game. It looks like such a chilled game to play through, but also keeps you engaged. There isn't much change in the environments, but you might want to just try this game out. Street Fighter 6 came out recently and we played the demo on stream, but if you're someone who's never played a Street Fighter game or you're not really a fighting style gamer like myself, this does encourage newcomers to play. There's tutorials, the customization is on point when designing your own character, and even if you are not much of a multiplayer fighter, the campaign aspect of the world tour is where you may have a lot of fun. It isn't the most deepest of story by any means, but just being able to travel the world with your character, meet other roster characters in the game, and learn their style. You can create your own style, learn off them, and it's just freaking cool. And with the selection of characters to play through in this game, damn! And also the eye candy.
Damn! Cancel him! Cancel him!
Diablo IV is a game that just came out, and speaking to the members of the community in our Discord, so many of you have racked up hours upon hours of this game. The game looks absolutely beautiful, the realistic cutscenes and graphics, and you and up to 3 friends will need to master your abilities and explore an open world structure with 5 unique regions. And you will discover different gear, and each gear will have different perks, so it's all about experimenting and trying out these different abilities. And someone like a first timer might find it a little bit overwhelming. It's Blizzard, so you know there's going to be microtransactions for customization for your character. Even though this is a great game, a lot of people are not happy with the Battle Pass character setup when that does arrive, because you will need to create another seasonal character, just wasting all of those hours. So if you haven't grinded already, get ready to grind some more. So if you want to laugh, why not try one of the most scariest alien games you will experience this year?
You serious?
Well, maybe not, but you'll probably have a laugh with this one. Or you might just not want to bother wasting your time. A first-person horror game supposedly, and there's an alien invasion and they start abducting some of the population. So it's up to you to save the day and collect tin foil. Nice. Vague missions, boring tasks, but again, you might want to have a laugh. The dialogue is believable.
We need to get out of this cursed place.
What's going on with you, Henry? Tell me.
Onto something more light-hearted, and why not create your own theme park? This isn't my sort of game at all, but if you were ever fans of Roller Coaster Tycoon back in the day, this is basically it. There is a ton of customization in the game for shops, facilities, rides, and so much more. You can go all in with benches, food and drink decorations, music, what speed you want your rides at, yeah? Now, of course, I have been playing Final Fantasy XVI, my first Final Fantasy game, and oh my gosh, I'm about 8 to 10 hours into the game, and I freaking love this game. Yes, there's a lot of freaking cutscenes in the first 2 to 4 hours, but still, it really sets the story.
Just in time.
That was a great bit of first gameplay there. I walked 2 meters. Clive is such an amazing character, and to be honest, all of the characters are so believable and unique, and I love this damn world. It reminds me a little bit of The Witcher. I also mentioned the enemies seemed a bit easy, but I admit, now that I've gone through the game a lot more, yeah, the enemies are getting a lot harder, and I have died a few times, so yeah, I take that back what I said. The story is insane, and I cannot wait to review this game. If you were skeptical about this game, I urge you to play the demo, see how the combat is, because again, this combat doesn't really appeal to me, but I'm loving the combat, and there is a lot of thinking inboard with this game. Dodging, parrying, using special abilities. I freaking love this game. Yeah, Alien Dark Descent, a squad-based single-player action game. You are on the planet Leith? You're on a certain planet, and your goal is to stop an outbreak, and if you're a fan of tactical shooters, you may like this game. You can dispatch orders for your squad and design a strategy to burst into large open areas and defeat these enemies. Different classes level up your soldiers, abilities, weapons, armory, and develop your base. Some of the cutscenes look amazing, as well as some of the areas you visit look so impressive, especially the ones where you have to use your light. You can really feel the atmosphere with some of these areas, especially the sounds. Crash Team Rumble just came out, and I'm not sure how to feel about this game. I feel like this is a game you play a few times and then you get bored very quickly. Even though you're in teams of 4v4, there doesn't seem to be much teamwork in this game. Collect as many fruit as possible, and whoever collects the most wins. It's a shame, because if this was any other brand, this would probably go unnoticed, but it's only because it's Crash, one of the most iconic characters. This needs more game modes, and the fact that you have to buy it, yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me. I was excited, but now I'm like, I would probably play this for 10 minutes. If you're a fan of Sonic, then with Sonic Original Plus, you can relive the classic adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. If you have Sonic Origins, then you can just purchase the DLC or upgrade, I believe, for $10. You can play now as Amy Rose in all 4 titles, and you can play as Knuckles in Sonic CD. New routes have been added for Knuckles in Sonic CD, and a few other cool features. I wasn't much of a Sonic fan growing up, even though I played it a little bit. There's a massive fan base for this. There has been a few bugs in the game, which I'm not sure if they've been patched out. Thought I'll mention it. Now we have Story of a Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Now I will definitely not be playing this, but again, it came out, needs to be mentioned. This is a remake from the original Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, back in 2003. So if anyone has played that, then yeah, if you like it, you're gonna want to play it. My back hurts. The game is all about building your farm, but also building your family, which is quite interesting. This is new to me because I thought this was just a farming game. They have added non-binary gender options. Hey, I'm not saying nothing. Now, if you like wrestling games, you've probably played WWE. We have a sort of competitor with AEW Fight Forever. I'm not saying it's going to put WWE out of business, but with any genre, it's always good to have a competition. This game looks impressive. It's more arcadey, but the character models look cool, over-the-top moves and animations. I've seen some online footage and there is some performance issues, but again, it looks pretty cool. There is a career mode called Road to Elite, which will allow you to go through any wrestler's career, take part in storyline, completing objectives outside and inside the ring. Earn currency and experience to purchase new gear and upgrades. Front Mission First Remake has just come out, and there are some improvements from fans of the original. Tactical turn-based RPG, placing you in command. You get to choose your side and enter the battlefield, updated graphics and a modern approach. Some of you may like this one. Now we have a PSVR 2 game with Synapse, and I saw this before, and oh my gosh, does this look incredible.
Impressive.
Damn it, I need a PSVR 2. You play as an anti-hero with your deadly weapons in one hand and your telekinetic abilities in another. Didn't even realize the 2 voice actors in the game are 2 of the most iconic voice actors in gaming, with Jennifer Hale playing Naomi in Metal Gear, and of course David Hayter playing Snake. Yeah, the action, the combat, oh my gosh, I need to experience PSVR 2. The goal for this year is to buy one of the PSVR 2s, and obviously I'm gonna have to be careful when buying it, because you know, if I buy that, then there was gonna be, no, we were gonna go on holiday. Let me try buy it now.
Don't even think about it.
Never mind. And we have a game called Crymachina. I think. Now this looks impressive and it isn't my usual sort of game. A new action RPG where you play as 3 playable characters or robots whose goal is to become human. It is based in a futuristic world that is on the brinks of collapse. You will branch out and venture across Eden, a long propagation plant that oversees the ultimate goal of restoring humans. You have to figure out how important it is for you to become human and ask yourself, would you even kill to get here? Now, because I'm playing Final Fantasy, that sort of combat style, it's made me drawn to some of these JRPGs and Japanese games just in a whole. I'm growing up.
I have a Ferrari 812 Superfast outside of a castle. I'm drinking cognac and smoking cigars. Why are you...
No, you're not.
Gylt is a narrative adventure game where your darkest nightmares become reality. You play as Sally and you are dragged into a twisted version of your town where you will have to sneak past and confront these scary ass creatures. I love this sort of art style of this game, and you can use sound and use strategy to distract enemies, lure them or attack them. So we do get a lot of variety in this game, how we progress. This is one I'm looking out for, but I think a few of you will be excited for this. Now, I've never played any of the Trails series. That is a shame because the latest installment is being released very soon, and this is described as one of the best JRPGs to ever release. The problem is you will need to play the other games, and there is a hell of a lot of games to get through to understand the characters, to know the story, so you can't just go and pick this one up. Well, you can, but you're not going to care. With its solid combat system, with its turn-based combat, you get to play with 3 different characters throughout the game. They'll be locked through certain points of the story, but it's still very cool because it's all about teamwork. If you have ever played any of these games, I would love to hear your thoughts just to see whether it's worth me diving into. Next on the list, 12th of July, we have Oxenfree 2. Not that I really know what's going on with the first game, but this is set 5 years after the events of the first one. With a new protagonist, Riley, a researcher who returns to her hometown which is being plagued by radio signals. At the same time, there is a cult on the loose who is opening a portal between worlds. What is cool is your decision will choose who Riley becomes with certain relationships. Els, how does that sound?
Leave me alone. I'm trying to get some sun.
See, it's working.
What the hell is this?
Oh, damn it, you're in Asgard. How the hell did I do this? Exoprimal is coming out, an online multiplayer game for full price. Yeah, full price for a multiplayer game. You guys know how I feel about stuff like this. We saw this a while back on a showcase, I can't remember when, but it looks very, very cool. But online multiplayer games, I just don't know how much fun I'm gonna get out of that. You will pilot these exosuits to hold back against swarms of dinosaurs in the year 2040 because they are threatening life with their existence. Now, it looks a lot of fun, but it also reminds me of a free-to-play game. Viewfinder, now this is a very, very cool and unique game which really gets my mind thinking. The art style looks incredible on this game. I need to give this a try, and I do believe there's a demo. Did I write this down? I think there is. No, wait. I don't know. You can bring pictures to life by placing them into the world. Create, destroy, and rewind. It's a single player adventure game and it just looks creative, and yeah, like who wouldn't want to check this out? Never played Remenant, but Remenant 2 is coming out. This is a game that's impressed me as well. Third-person adventure game that you can play solo or co-op. And I think even though I've never played co-op mode or online, this is something that needs to change. And even though last stream that we attempted to do, I tried to do online multiplayer with a couple of games and one needed updating, one didn't work with the servers, and we ended up wasting the whole stream. There are multiple worlds to explore with different types of creatures, weapons, and items. Utilize and upgrade discovered items to take on tougher challenges. I didn't read that part off YouTube. Not sure how long this damn video is. When I was scripting this was taking me a long time, so I will start speeding through these games now. We've got Pixel Junk Scrappers coming July 27th, and then we have a unique art style with the Expanse, a Telltale series. The lighting looks impressive as you have to combat fearsome pirates, make difficult choices, and scavenge ships in a zero-gravity environment. This looks very, very cool. If you're a Formula 1 fan, which is not me, we have F1 Manager 2023. We have Venba, a short narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. You will cook a variety of dishes and restore lost recipes and explore the family you are in. This is very unique. I like it when developers are very creative with their games. You have WrestleQuest coming 4th of August. Then we have an open world RPG game with Tower of Fantasy, which looks very freaking cool. I just need to waste my money. Waste my money. Money. I need money. We all need money. Different environments, the colors, the combat. As I said, now that I've gravitated towards Final Fantasy XVI and that sort of combat, I want to try all of these different games. I like the JRPGs. This is one I really want to try out. My back's... Oh, for fuck. Oh, my back's hurting. Oh, did you hear that? Dead Cells, a game already out on previous gen, is getting a PS5 upgrade. So if you already have the game, it's a free update. Moving out to 15th of August. Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, 17th of August, which looks very cool. Madden NFL 24. Maybe this one will be different. And if you're familiar with Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, then a similar game is coming out 18th of August with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Horror games are not really my style, or more so online. Very similar to those two previous games. Immortals of Aveum, a game that's been delayed by a month because they're working on the PC port, I believe. And I just feel sorry for PC players with some of these ported games. Hopefully this is polished. It was EA. So we don't know. But this is one I've pre-ordered, and the gameplay, the magical aspect, fantasy of this game really gets me excited for this game, and I cannot wait to play this game. Even though Mario Kart is the king of multiplayer family racing games, you know it's the best, we have Smurf Karts coming out. I would love to have a game like Mario Kart on the PS5. Now that would be a cool multiplayer with all of us on here. Well, it's up to 4 players. I find that very annoying, even though this looks like a copy and paste of Mario Kart. It's a bit annoying that they've only gone for 4v4. Hopefully that is something they could patch in at a later date. Another sequel to a popular game, and that is Blasphemous 2. That is coming very soon. If you like motorbike racing games, then Ride 5 might be for you. And then on the 25th of August, we have one of the best developers from software bringing out Armoured Core, Fires of Rubicon. And I was mesmerized by the trailer because it got over 6 million views. Even though people love the PS1 game back in the day, it doesn't look like that this is my sort of game, but so many of you are buzzing. So if you played the PS1 game, and let me know if you're excited for this one. Goodbye Volcano High looks great. Yeah, looks good. Rhaposdy is coming 29th of August, and then Sea of the Stars, a turn-based RPG looking very colourful and tells the story of 2 children where you combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic. I've spoken about this in another video, I can't remember where. That looks very cool. Under the Waves looks very interesting, where you explore the depths of the North Sea in this futuristic 1970s. You start to experience strange events for Beneath the Waves, and you will have to eventually make a difficult decision. I just love the way you can explore in your submarine outside, and it looks like there is a lot of exploring in this interesting story. And finally, Baldurs Gate 3 looks graphically impressive with this RPG set in the Forgotten Realms. The facial graphics look flipping ridiculous. The hell is this? And I love it both offers single player and cooperative multiplayer as well. You can create 1 or more characters and form a party to explore this story. Flipping hell, is there a lot of games coming this summer? You better not go holiday, guys, and stack up that P. Now, I'm sure there's games that I've missed out. That's why you guys are here. So let me know what you think of the games that I've mentioned. What ones are you excited for? So drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know. Well, let's take a look at the comment of the day from my previous video. I played The Last of Us Part 2 in 2023. Just in case, guys, spoiler warning on comment of the day for Last of Us Part 1 and 2. You've been warned. Shout out to the other evil Morty. Really enjoyed the content in this video. Personally, I love Part 2. It's generally one of my favorite games in terms of how nuanced the game is and how all the events are subjective to each individual's personal experiences. If Last of Us Part 1 was a story about Abby and the Fireflies, I feel like we would have hated Ellie and Joel. It's incredibly well done. It's great to hear your perspective of the game, and it's great how everyone experiences it so differently, which it makes it such an amazing game. Thank you so much for your comment, my friend, and I knew this was a video that I was going to make, and there was going to be so many different opinions. I thought, what are the comments going to be like? Are people just going to be like, you know nothing, cancel you? Or are we going to be respectful and just say, listen, I didn't like that, but I respect your video and I like the video? And you know what, I have to say, for the majority, so many of you were so nice and were just like, listen, totally disagree with your thoughts, love the video, blah, blah, blah. There was a few people that were like, you just don't get it, grow up. And it's like, why are you telling me, a 31-year-old, to grow up? It's okay to have different opinions. opinions. Would I want all of you guys in the comments to have the same opinions as me? No. And I feel like The Last of Us Part 2 is still a game, even though I couldn't get past that point. But I respect all of you guys to give me your opinions. And just like he said, if the first one was about Abby and seeing what happened with her father, most probably if we grew up with her and her father and we saw her life, all of a sudden he died at the end and then we played as Joel and Ellie, would we think the same thing because we didn't know his backstory? I just think it's one of those videos and one of those games that is still interesting to this day. Anyways, I better go check on Els because we should talk about booking a holiday.
See you, Anton. I'm back to holiday. Bye.
She's joking. Where are you going? Good. The campaign aspect, and you will discover gear, and each you will you will discover different, and you will discover. It's Blizzard, so you know it's Blizzard, so there is monetization for customization or for customization.
So look around. So be upset. No, because you're like, and then you're going to be like, I don't want this.
So if you haven't grinded already to complete the campaign because you're going to need to in order to do the battle pass. I feel like, well, it's one of the most. This is still on, so fuck it up. It is good.
Why are you laughing? You said you're gonna like this is your holiday, so you should enjoy it.
Fuck you. You can put that in the video. I want this.
The fuck was that?
Like, I would want up to 12 players. Come on, man. Hopefully that is something they can add. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. This camera's shit. So let me know your comments in the. So let me know your thoughts in the comments and
then just where are you going? Oh well, we can go somewhere else if you.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, but the whole thing's stupid.